So the question I want to address today is how can you live your life in such a way where things that other people are doing don't bother you? Because you're always going to find something that's going to irritate you, whether it's somebody at the store, somebody while you're driving, somebody at work, some drama happening, and you're kind of caught up in it. The best thing that you can do is realize that whatever is occurring, whatever you're seeing that seems to be irritating you, they're just flashcards, right? It's basically a flashcard for you to reflect on the type of behavior that you would need to engage in to make yourself a person who would embody the type of change that that you would like to see in another person. So what that means is, and Gandhi said this, right? Be the change you want to see in the world. But it goes deeper than that. It's that's kind of the truism at the surface level. But at a deeper level, what that means is if you want to, if something is annoying you, then you have to figure out what that is and how you can behave in such a way where you would not produce that type of consequence in other people. Because if you're feeling that way, it's very likely that other people would be feeling the same way. If they're feeling betrayed or annoyed or sad or disappointed or furious or whatever the emotion is, it's very likely that other people would be feeling the same thing. So what that means is you need to determine based off of that feeling, how would you need to act? What kind of character would you need to have? What kind of traits do you need to exhibit? What kind of actions do you need to take in order for you to alleviate that suffering that you're seeing? And oftentimes that can be speaking the truth. Typically, it is speaking the truth to other people, to yourself, being honest. And when I say speaking the truth to other people, I don't mean, hey, listen, I noticed that you were being an asshole. Let me tell you what an asshole you are. That's not what I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is it's primarily you're telling yourself. And listen, it doesn't mean that we're social beings. It doesn't mean that you can't vent to somebody else if you want to vent to your family or your friends or tell somebody that you know, because that'll reinforce the types of feelings that you have and how you would need to behave to to basically dispel that experience that you have internally. If you do that too much, if you complain too much, if you vent too much, then that kind of becomes part of who you are, and all you do is complain and you vent, and even you become sick of yourself eventually too. So you don't want to get to that point. What you want to do instead is you want to say, how am I going to use this so that I can behave in the world? Not so I could say things to other people and virtue signal and tell other people what a great person I am because I'm not engaging in these behaviors, right? That's the second piece of the equation. The first piece is to look at what's annoying you. The second piece is to look internally, but that piece comes hand in hand with letting go of the judgments that you have towards other people or other institutions, because they are who they are. They are what they are. You're not going to by the way you are, but by what you're doing, by what you're projecting, you're not going to be changing things on the level that you want to change things because you haven't changed yourself. So you have to basically adopt these types of traits that would allow you to behave in such a way where you would be proud of yourself and you'll be willing to communicate and connect with other people who have opposing views, because when you have other people who have opposing views, all you're trying to do is understand the situation. So you have to take the judgment down and start to generate understanding. So I could say, okay, well, I'm judging this person because they're doing XYZ, they're misleading people, they're scamming people, they're saying what they shouldn't be saying to get money out of somebody. And so that's infuriating. That's very frustrating. You might tell somebody you know, but then you might say, okay, well, I don't want to. First of all, I understand why they would be doing it because they live in a fearful place, right? They're afraid. Perhaps they didn't grow up with proper morals. So what should I do? Well, I should live in such a way where I would be able to impart those morals onto my kids when I have them, or to my kids currently, or be able to parent myself in such a way where I would be a person strong enough to live in that truth, to live authentically, and to be honest, and to be courageous, and to be bold, and to take risks, simultaneously understanding why other people would take a different approach to life. But that understanding has to come at multiple different levels because you have to generate multiple different types of understanding. because different people require different things, and different emotions require the the meeting of that emotion in a different way. So you're not going to meet sadness and anger and joy in the same way, right? You're going to meet those things as they exhibit themselves in different people in different ways for different people. So that might sound very arduous. It may sound very difficult, but it's kind of a brief exercise. You could do it very quickly, and you could do it like a rough draft version. Because remember, when you do a rough draft version of something, then you already have that idea in your head and you've already kind of created an outline so you know specifically how to move forward. Don't think about doing it perfect the first time, but just keep those principles in play, right? So you're looking at what's happening in the world, what's going on inside you, and you're kind of separating those two things. You're saying, okay, well, my reaction is a reflection of who I am, and their reaction is a reflection of who they are. So if you're reacting in a specific way about some kind of behavior, that doesn't have to do anything inherently with that other person. That has to do with how you're perceiving that behavior. So you have to say, okay, well, can I generate some kind of understanding so I don't get caught up in these emotions and waste my time and energy thinking about something that doesn't have any productive consequence? That's the first thing. Second thing, drop the judgment, try to generate the understanding, and then start to embody the types of character traits and the type of actions that you need to take in order for you to become that which you would like to see, to bring it all full circle. So I hope that was helpful. I'll leave it there. I know it was a pretty quick one today, but it's time for me to hop into a meeting. So I'll see you soon.